Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. In today's video, I'll be doing a review of Writhe for Nintendo Switch, so let's get into it. So Writhe is actually an intense worm-blasting first-person shooter where you take charge of an exterminator sent to take out hordes of worms that have been super genetically modified that are destroying and terrorizing Thailand after they've escaped from a local factory that creates energy drinks from these worms. And so the game itself plays a lot like Doom or Call of Duty Zombies, and I kind of feel like the game is like if Doom, Call of Duty Zombies, and Metroid Prime all got together and had a baby, you would get this game. And so the game has a retro look but has a modern play style and feel to the game as you play. So like I said, the storyline pretty much follows you as the exterminator taking out these hordes of worms that have escaped from this local facility. And so there's 3 areas that you can play through the game to take out wave after wave of these attacking monster worms. And so as an exterminator, you are armed with a plasma rifle and a shotgun, so you basically dual wield both at the same time, and you go through to rack up as many kills as possible as you play. And so the game is super fast-paced and has very intense action. Like I said, it's similar to like a Call of Duty Zombies or Doom, where monsters are coming at you all the time from every angle, and there's various types of worms. So there's the regular worm, an exploding worm, and a bullworm, which is kind of almost like a charging rhino that comes after you, and they're a little bit more armored. And so also what happens is that the worms will turn into kind of pupas or cocoons throughout the stage every now and then, and if you blow those up before they morph into those bullworms, it actually drops health packs. So as you kill worms, you collect power-up gems, and if you get enough of them, you can actually level up your abilities that increase your attack power and speed. This is incredibly difficult to do, however, though, because most rounds that you play last a minute or less, and you're constantly dying as just more and more worms are pouring into the level from every single angle. And so while you maybe only play each round for a minute or less, I definitely found it turning into a several-hour play session because the game is just so addicting as you play. So in addition to the 3 levels that you play, there's a museum area where you can explore and unlock more of the story and the background of what's going on and what caused this outbreak of massive worms to attack the cities. And there's also a lore section, so as you collect enough gems, you're going to steadily unlock more of the story and what really happened as you play. And so while the game only has 3 levels, and there's maybe not a ton of content to the game, if you want to unlock all these different story aspects, I would imagine that you're probably going to play anywhere from 10 to 15 hours, maybe even more, trying to unlock every aspect of the story. Another thing I really liked about the game was the music, and so it's got some pretty fast-paced, intense music as you play. Like I said, there's 3 stages, so there's really only 3 tracks that you have as you go through for the most part that you're going to be hearing. But like I said, it has that Doom feel, so it's kind of that intense retro music as you play. Also, if you like retro games and old school first-person shooters, there are some different filters that you can apply, like the CRT scan lines or even a retro filter to make it kind of look more like Nintendo 64 or PlayStation type graphics. And so if you're into that, that's available as you play as well. I personally liked playing it with more of the modern graphics, as it was just a little bit more smooth in my opinion playing that way. But if you have that old school preference, you do have the option to do that as well. The game also has a cool leaderboard feature where you can see how you stack up against other players around the world based on how long you could survive in the various levels. So that was cool to be able to see that. And I'm sure as the game is out longer and longer, those times are just going to keep creeping up for that top position. But it's a neat feature to be able to check that out and see how you do against other players around the world as well. Plus, the game itself is $10 or less in the e-store, so I think it's definitely worth picking up if you're into first-person shooters, if you like retro games, and if you like games like Doom or Call of Duty Zombies, and like that fast-paced first-person shooter survival type game. But let me know in the comments below if you think this game looks cool, if you like first-person shooter games like this, if you've played other retro-inspired games like this as well. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments, so be sure to drop those there. And if you like this video, smash that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. And if you'd like to help us support the channel, pick out content and more, become a patron of of ours at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays we do on the channel, you can follow us on Twitch at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.